Good morning. Welcome to Reiki Wednesday. I'm Jamie Lee of Animal Bonds. Thank you for joining me this morning. If you're joining me live, bright and early, or if you're watching the replay, I appreciate it. So today, I wanted to talk about energy. And we've all heard that saying that energy goes where your attention flows. Or energy flows where your attention goes. Well, as a Reiki practitioner, we really understand that because we know it's our attention and where we put our focus that allows the Reiki energy to work. So, yes, that is very true. But it seems like we are in a time when we have these two battles going on. If you put your attention on love and joy and compassion, that is going to bring love, joy, and compassion into your world. And the same is true if you put your attention on fear, then that's going to come into your world. And we know that, and we can talk about that, but there's also the collective psyche. And that's, I think, what we see going on today is we have groups of people. We have some who want to focus on the compassion and the love and the joy, and they want that to come into the world. And then we have another faction that is focused on the fear and what could go wrong and the worries and the problems. And that, in fact, creates more what could go wrong, worry, problems. And so there's like this battle going on. So I'm going to ask, thank you for the thumbs up. I'm not sure who's watching. Oh, it's Chris. Good morning, Chris. I want to put the focus, ask everyone to put the focus on love, joy, and compassion thoughts. Because as a collective psyche, we have the power to shift the world. And I'm not saying that because I watched a movie about the 1970s this weekend, which I really did. But some of the things they talked about back then, they were kind of spot on. There's been a study, and it was done in, when was it, 1976. And there was a group of monks that were taken into a crime-ridden community. And what they did is they just didn't take any number of monks. They figured out the population of this community, and then they took 1% of that population, and that's the number of monks they brought in. 1% of the population began to meditate daily. The monks would stay there and meditate. And over a period of time, guess what happened? The crime rate went down. Nothing else changed other than 1% of the population was focusing on love, compassion, and joy. Now, what if we all decided to just trust the universe, trust God, whatever you want to call it, and put our attention on love, joy, and focus? What would happen? What could change on this planet? Because it really is our choice. We have a choice with our thoughts to either harm the planet or to advance the planet. We have a choice to shift our thinking. So it's our decision on what we want to do. And it's not always easy. I get that. We have a lot of worries. There's a lot of negative thoughts coming at us every day. So what I'm going to do is I have a meditation, and it's an angel meditation. If you don't believe in angels, you can use animals. But the idea is that you get in a place, you sit quietly, you do some deep breathing, and you envision a basket down beside you. And the basket is lit up from the inside. That's my kids this morning. But it's a bright light, and it's coming from the inside. And then all of a sudden, you're just sitting there and you're meditating, and you're in a safe place. And behind you, you feel a touch on your shoulder, and that's the angel. Or it could be an animal comes to you. And they're with you. And in that basket, you take what you're holding on to and you're worried about, and you put it into that basket. and then the angel or the animal stays with you, and then it picks up the basket and it leaves and it waves goodbye. And that's the act of letting go. So, because it doesn't do you any good if you're thinking joy and compassion and love, and yet you're still hanging on to those fearful thoughts that you just don't want to quite let go of them. So you got to release it. I'm going to take that meditation and put it in my blog, and I'll put the blog where it's at, my website and the Facebook page and all that, down in the comments after this live video, so you'll know where to look for it. That'll be up tomorrow, and I invite you to practice that and see if it doesn't make it a little bit easier to keep your focus, keep your thoughts pointed towards love, compassion, joy, peace. Imagine if we all did that, if the collective psyche overnight began that, how would that shift our world? I think that's a world I'd like to see. So thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for joining the kids. They like to pipe in this morning. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments and I'll get to it next week. Please share this video, pass this message along, and then look for my blog so you can try out that meditation. All right? Until next week, have a fabulous, blessed week. Namaste.